Hello children, today we'll be starting with chapter number 13, class 9, economic application, globalization. Before we study about globalization, we need to know about the economic policy of which globalization is a part. Just after independence in 1947, we had a closed economy in which trade with foreign countries was not allowed. This was done in order to protect the interests of the Indian producers. Since we had just turned into a independent country, the people did not have experience of producing products, hence low quality products were produced. At that point of time, if export and import would have been allowed, people would not have purchased the goods produced in India. Hence, India was made a closed economy. But in the year 1991, under Manmohan Singh, a new economic policy was made. That was known as the New Economic Policy of 1991. That economic policy basically laid stress on liberalization, that means relaxation of the country, relaxation in economic policies. We had very stringent economic policies before that. Those economic policies were liberalized or made easier. It was introduced with the goal of making the economy more market oriented, that means competitive. It was open to the foreign countries so that we can face more competition and improve our products, and expanding the role of private and foreign investment. Private people were already investing inside the country. We were allowed, foreign investment too was allowed after that, so that we can have more money for investment. The new economic policy had three components: liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Today we'll discuss in details the third component of the new economic policy, that is globalization, but then we'll be knowing the meaning of the terms liberalization and privatization also. Now, why was this liberalization, LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization needed? First, because we wanted rapid economic growth, faster growth of income of the people so that they can have a better standard of living, and to reduce unemployment in the country. Then there was a need for balanced regional development. Some areas were more developed, some were less developed. LPG was started to bring about a balanced regional development. It was brought about to reduce inequalities of income and wealth. There were some people very rich and some people very poor. The difference between the income of the rich and the poor was very high. To reduce that inequality, LPG was started. Then it was started to adopt a socialistic pattern, which means equality and prevent exploitation of man by man. The rich people exploit the poor. To prevent exploitation of man by man, for example, the workers are made to work more but they are paid less. It's a form of exploitation. Okay, that exploitation needed to be stopped, and there was a need for equality among men. So LPG was started. And lastly, to reduce unemployment and poverty, which was stocking the land, that means widespread over the land. We now move to the meaning of the term liberalization. Liberalization means elimination, removal of government control over economic activities. Earlier, if you wanted to set up a business, you needed permission from the government. Each and every activity which a producer was supposed to make needed a permission from the government. That control by the government was eliminated or reduced to a greater extent under liberalization. It implied free trade. Free does not mean no money. It includes money, but then there was a free movement of goods and services inside the country as well as outside the country. It implies removals of restrictions and barriers to free trade. Wherever I want to, I can supply. Whatever I want to, I can produce. That is known as removal of restrictions and making the trade free. Then, liberalization also means freedom to the business enterprises from government control, and they are given a freedom to make their own decisions regarding what they will produce, what they will sell to the consumers for production, what will be their prices, how will they sell their products. Marketing means how will they sell their products in the market, from where they will borrow money, whether they can lend money to others or not, whether they can make investments in other companies, etc. This is termed as freedom or free trade, and this is what is the meaning of liberalization. Moving on to the next term, privatization. Privatization means turning a government company into a private company. Government company means that which is owned by the government. That is turned into a private company. This process is known as privatization. And the last one, which we are going to discuss today, is globalization. Globalization means allowing free trade of goods without other countries also. Okay. Now, what is free trade? Free trade with other countries. What all free? What all were allowed freely to be traded between countries? First, information. Free flow of information. What is produced in India, what is sold in India, what is happening in India, there is a free flow of information to other countries now. Then, ideas and technology, ways of production of goods could be exchanged. Goods and services could be exchanged. Capital, that means money, was also exchanged between different countries. That means it increased the connection between the different markets in the form of trade, investment and cultural exchange. And this is the only reason that we are getting to use many products which actually belong to the foreign countries. Say pizza, burgers, whatever the food which we eat, they are not Indian food. Okay? We have adopted the culture of the different countries, and that has been possible only through the process of globalization. It allowed free flow of information, ideas and technology, goods and services, and capital. Then, the same point has been mentioned here under features of globalization, or those parameters which enabled globalization. There was free flow of goods and services. There was free flow of capital. You understood what is capital now? Investment, okay? Money. Free flow of technology, machine by which goods can be manufactured, way in which goods can be manufactured, as well as free movement of labor. That means a person can work in any country he wants to. He is allowed to do that. There is free movement of labor. Then we move on to the effects of globalization on the Indian economy. First one, there was an expansion of world trade. That means trade means goods and buying and selling of goods and services. All over the country now there was an increased trade of goods and services. Increased buying and selling of goods and services. Then increase in the flow of capital, because now Indians were investing as well as foreigners. Money, we could use the money of Indians, we could use the money of foreigners. So the flow of capital increased. Then there was interdependence between countries, because we were buying goods from them, so we were dependent upon them. We were selling goods to them, so they were dependent upon us. We were buying machines from them, we were selling goods to them, we were using their technology. Hence, all the countries became dependent upon each other. Then, through globalization, it was possible. What was possible? The flow of technology was possible. What transfer of technology? What goods were produced? What technology was followed in the developed countries could be used in India and for producing better quality products. Then, Indian consumers got a supply of a large variety of goods. Just think of the number of pens available in the market. Multiple varieties of pens are available, and that's all because of globalization. Then there was an increased flow of information through mass media. Whatever is happening in any part of the country could easily reach India, plus whatever is happening in India could reach any part of the world through mass media. Now, mass media was allowed to globalize. Next, economic prosperity due to advanced techniques and FDI. FDI stands for foreign direct investment. The amount of money invested by foreigners in the shares of our country is known as FDI. Okay, since we had more money and advanced techniques, we could produce better quality products which were sold at higher prices. And that's what brought about more money for the people, leading to economic prosperity. Last one, it has increased cross-cultural contacts. Cultures of two countries are exchanged. That is known as cross-cultural contact.